Everybody, welcome back to Beyond the Great Media. This is Josh here checking in on you on a Saturday. I never know how to start that too, because you're talking to yourself, my family's in the other room, right? I'm already using my hands. And it's like, hey everybody, welcome in to Beyond the Great Media. This is Josh here checking in on you. We got the platters, this platters, blah, blah, blah. I never know. So I'm going to try to just talk in my usual voice, and that's weird to even, dude. Anyway, there was a movie I was kind of hard on when it came out. Hard on is the wrong term. I wasn't really high on when it came out, and that is DEADSTREAM. I have since changed my tune. I've seesawed, as they say, and I like this movie. I don't love it, but I think this is a really good movie. Maybe really good. It's a good movie. I picked this up on Prime during the sale. I want to say it was like maybe $12 for this Steelbook. And it's charming, dude. It's come around. It's convinced me that I think it's worth owning. Obviously, if I bought it, I watched it twice when it first came out, and I was I wasn't sure. I loved the practical effects. There was things I liked about it, but anyway, I decided to watch it with my lovely wife, and, watching her opinion on it and see what she was into was kind of a trip. So let's talk about DEADSTREAM. Thanks so much for being here. If you want to see more from me, like, comment, subscribe to me, talk some mess down there, whatever you want to do, and let's get into DEADSTREAM. So a little backstory with me and DEADSTREAM here. This came out in 2022. It's a horror comedy, and it's a short sit. It's like 85 minutes or something. And when it came out, I put it on my list of new things to watch because people were recommending it to me. But in October, I write like a numbered list of movies I have to watch, and then movies I need to explore and try out. And usually that's about 85 to 100 movies, and that doesn't sound like a lot to watch in a month, but with kids and a full-time job, it is. It's, becomes more than 3 movies a day. It's so hard to get there. It's like around the clock watching movies, right? And anyway, I always put things on my list that I haven't seen or that like I need to revisit or pay more attention to. That can be foreign flicks or just, movies that are hard to find. So I'll go out and buy some new stuff. Like, I get so excited for it. And so I think I let that list mentality, like, I gotta knock another one off tonight, I gotta get to this one, I gotta get to that one. So when I did watch DEADSTREAM, I wasn't paying the same kind of care and attention to it that I would have something like the original White Zombie or some black and white movie that I always want, some Polanski film or something, right? So when I watched it, I wanted to get through it, and I didn't actually experience it the right way, I think. But I did feel like there was a lot of things in the movie that were for me, and the practical effects and everything. But yeah, I went too fast with it, and I was probably drinking or something when it happened too. But this is kind of one of those movies. This is the perfect Friday night pizza, popcorn, beer with your buddies type of movie, because you don't have to pay a lot of attention, even though, that's the sin that I caused here. And you can kind of just pick it up because it's kind of like it flips the rules on found footage, and it's a total love letter to the 80s. So the practical effects and the gore and I'm going to go to this haunted house and see what happens and try to summon something. It does everything you're supposed to do. Like, it follows all the horror cliches, and because of that, it's a light sit. You don't have to pay the same attention to it. But I needed to pay more because when I rewatched it, when I bought this on the Prime sale, I just watched it with my wife. I mean, I had a great time, dude. I was really paying attention to like the backstory and the origins and the practical effects. I was paying attention to things in the shadows. I was loving how they were going back and forth from like the camera hub that he sets up. I was just like, this is so original. This is such a great idea. I just had a great time. So shame on me for doing that. This is worth your time. I'm sure a lot of people already seen it, but I took a couple of notes on this movie while I was watching it. And mostly they were like following my wife's expression. She's like, this is kind of silly. You said this is scary. And then as it starts, because it's like a YouTuber that goes and finds a haunted house, right? And then as he gets closer and closer and things start to go wrong, I could be like, well, that's kind of gross. That's kind of creepy. Oh, I don't like that. And then she'd be like, this is silly. But then the music would change, and then there'd be a jump scare, right? Or there'd be like legs going up into the ceiling, and there would be like a dead kid in the bed, or there's some weird, there's zombies now? That's so gross. Oh, why is it coming after him? So watching her, like, it made this movie a lot more fun. So yeah, dude. I mean, and being on YouTube now, I totally understand like where he's coming from now, and it's so cringy, and I don't know, maybe that was just foreshadowing or something, but I understand that now, and like his monetization and all that stuff he's doing, like, dude, it's more effective to me now because I've actually experienced some of that stuff. So, the Pong. First of all, this Blu-ray, the Steelbook from Shudder, this looks like it's on 4K. Like, it looks like it's filmed on somebody's 8K camera or something. It looks incredible. I didn't have to mess with anything, and it was sharp. It looked so good. And then I have a pretty nice sound system, and the 5.1, whatever they put on this thing, let me see what got the little J card in here. It is Dolby Audio DTS HD Master 5.1. Sounded incredible. You know, in the beginning, there's not a lot of effects because it's just kind of like him and he's telling the story. So it's like front loaded kind of through the front of your speakers. And then as this movie goes on, you start to get creaks and jump scares and screams and wailing and thumps and footsteps, right? And my soundbar was bumping towards the middle of this movie. Pretty good pacing, you know? I love it how he's setting the cameras up, and in every room he goes, he like puts something on there. Then he goes to the next room and he like climbs a chair, puts another camera up. And the thing that I thought was so ingenious in this movie is there's a chat, right? So as the chat is going, scrolling live, you're actually getting to watch this unfold in real time. And I was like, that's so smart. What a great idea for a movie. Kind of like dash cam, but I actually like this better than dash cam, even though it's pretty solid. Because he's got this chat going. He's got people giving me advice like, watch behind you, dude, there's a ghost. And it's like, that's kind of effective to be like, oh, I'm going to send you this little GIF or this clip or a little backstory on the house or someone that used to live there. Is it cheesy? Sure. Jump scares though. He like puts polls up in the chat. I thought that was pretty awesome. I was a big fan of that. But really, why I like this movie, and you know, shame on me, was because of its tie-ins to Sam Raimi and the Evil Dead 2. Like, there's the camera work, the way that the you know, the characters and the people that are possessed or haunted or ghosts or whatever you want to call them, because there's a lot of different forms. They kind of remind me of the Deadites, only they're not as mean. And I mean, it's just very Evil Dead 2. Like the comedy, kind of Army of Darkness, right? A little bit meaner than that, but Mildred and the sheriff, there's a lot of the half kid, half whatever the hell's in that bed. That stuff's pretty effective. I had a great time. And I love the way that the bodies looked with all the like kind of yellows and greens and reds, and you could like almost touch the rubber. Like it just looked like something you wouldn't get from a Party City, but maybe like a really effective Trick or Treat Studios, or, you know, I had a great time with it. And I'm also a big fan of like ghost hunting in general. I used to do that a lot when I was younger, especially at this place called Hot Lake Hotel, one of the scariest places in America. I'm going to do a whole video about it at some point. But loved how they broke the found footage rules. Loved the callback to the 80s. I just had a great time. Yeah, the jump scare when you actually find out that there's another person here and it's actually Mildred herself, and I can't kill myself, I gotta like live through the night. That was pretty smart. I had a great time with it. It doesn't take itself too seriously. It's cheeky, it's tongue-in-cheek, it's campy, it's gross, it's viral, it's all of those things, and I think you're gonna have a pretty good time. So if you have not seen DEADSTREAM, of course it's streaming on Shudder, that's where it's from, but if this thing goes on sale, pick up this Steelbook. Like I said, the actual picture itself looks amazing. Like I mean, if this ever goes up to 4K, there's no reason to get it because this looks like it's in 4K. It looks that good. The inside, it's got the stupid things to do, like where he can spin the wheel and choose to have a seance or whatever. There's a little photo with a guy inside. That guy does get on my nerves, and I think that's why I didn't like it in the beginning when I first watched it, but you know, he grows on you, actually. You're kind of rooting for him, but I also wanted those ghosts to kind of give them his comeuppance. So, you know, there's a bunch of special features on here too. I just started watching them. Tons and tons. So the audio, the way it looks, great movie. Great little movie, you know, fun little popcorn flick. If this came out in the 80s, you know, I'm sure we would all be watching it. So I'm probably the only person that didn't like it when it first came out, but I like it now. I'm going to say it's a good movie, not a really good movie, but pretty good movie. Check it out. Thanks for checking in with me. I'm going to come back later tonight. I'm doing kind of like a whole series on A Nightmare on Elm Street. I might start from the beginning and just go all the way through. I know I already covered Nightmare 2, but I want to get into it. I'm really excited with the new Nightmare news. You know, I just can't stand it. So I was like, I might just go through every single movie, watch them, review them, put it all together. We'll see. So thanks for hanging with me. Until next time, we'll see you later tonight, maybe. Take care. Cheers.